All right, so Brandon Aiyuk, he has been a huge story. He was rumored that he was going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. He was going to be a Washington Commander. He was going to be a Cleveland Brown. He was going to be a New England Patriot. He didn't want that 4-year, $120 million deal that the San Francisco 49ers offered him earlier this offseason. He said, no way, Jose. Well, he just signed a 4-year, $120 million extension with the San Francisco 49ers. He caved in. George Lynch said, at some point, you got to play football. And that's what Brandon Aiyuk is doing now. He's ready to play some football. Now, Brandon Aiyuk, to me, is a very talented wide receiver. Brandon Aiyuk could be a top 5, 6, 7, 8 wide receiver in the NFL. I think all parties involved did it right here. The 49ers paid him the money that he's worth, market value or a little higher or a little lower, somewhere in the middle. Brandon Aiyuk gets to stay on a franchise where he can be competing for division titles and Super Bowls, and hopefully they're not competing for many of those because I'm a Seattle Seahawks fan, first and foremost. But this is a huge get for the San Francisco 49ers. They needed Brandon Aiyuk. Brandon Aiyuk needed them. And plain and simply here, they were able to go ahead and, meet in that middle ground and get the money. He got the money he deserved. He really did deserve it. I mean, he's one of the most electric players in the NFL. And without him, really, the 49ers don't really have a prototypical, like really, really good wide receiver. Look, wow, I'm sorry. Debo Samuel. I was just talking about Dabo Sweeney in the previous segment. Is really good. But you kind of forget Dabo Debo. Debo Samuel is more of like a weapon than anything else. And in general, of course, you got Christian McCaffrey, who's amazing, but he's also out of the backfield. So Brandon Aiyuk provides them their only he's the real wide receiver on the team. Let's take a look at some of the contracts that wide receivers have gotten this summer. Justin Jefferson, 4 years, 140. CeeDee Lamb, 4 years, 136. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4 years, 120.01. Brandon Aiyuk, 4 years, 120. I think he fits in right there. He shouldn't get the money Justin Jefferson gets. He shouldn't get the money CeeDee Lamb gets. But somewhere between that, A.J. Brown, 3 years, 96, and CeeDee Lamb, 4 years, 136. I mean, they must have showed him this and said, hey, dude, you probably think you're better than these guys because that's what athletes all think. I'm better than everyone else. But in general, he knows this is not where he needs to be. And he got the right contract. The 49ers get their weapon back. And it just goes to show nowadays that how good our wide receivers, how valued our wide receivers. Players love them. In general, this is the market. The market is what the market is. And this is where the NFL is at this point. You need your weapons. You got your weapons. You pay your weapons. And you go on and play some football. Well, that long standoff, all for nothing, is now over. And the 49ers got their wide receiver.